This is Dale Matthews, where our job is to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. Hello, Mike.
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Well, today was the weekly business session, and then it was followed by a bunch of other falderall, and then the city council meets every 2 weeks, and I went to that meeting. So we've got just a couple of things to tell you about, and Mike was there too.
Yes, I was there at the first one in the flesh, and the second one only in spirit and virtually through my computer screen.
Yes, he was in the flesh. We were trying to get him to put clothes on, and it was just...
Yes. That's what happens, you know. I just get so flustered, I have to take my clothes off.
He gets real hot. That's what everybody, all the girls say about him. He's so hot.
Yes, that's right. That's what they say.
Yes, right. So we're going to bring you up to speed if you haven't heard this. If you read the Courier, you're not going to hear it. And if you listen to KJO, absolutely not. So go ahead and play that bean footage there, if you will, sir.
Oh, okay. Hang on just a second.
Comment was just made by Ms. Kirkpatrick Pilger that says if you keep doing what you're doing, you get the same result. Well, if you keep voting down the levies, we keep getting the same result. We are not going to be in any better shape next year because the money we're getting from the secure rural schools is less than we had last year. It takes $4.5 million just to run the jail at the current level. If you don't like the current level, it's going to be worse next year because it's less money. So if you keep voting down the support, and even the founding fathers, including George Washington, said it's up to the public to pay to support the society that we have established. So, yeah, that's a very true thing. If you keep doing the same thing, you get the same result. And I think that there was an awful lot of comment here about something that was taken off the agenda, so I'm not going to comment on that.
Hey, before we get away with from this, why don't you tell us what was that other thing that was on the agenda that everybody packed the Ann-Basker to talk about, and then they suddenly decided to take it off the agenda?
Well, that was this. This is the resolution 2015-018. See?
3D.
Yes. And for all you speed readers out there, you know what I'm talking about already. It states, it is hereby resolved that the Josephine County Board of Commissioners reaffirms that the governing body of Josephine County is dedicated to the preservation of individual freedom and individual property rights.
Good.
And yes, isn't that nice? Wow. I'm happy that my government is reaffirming my rights and to the preservation of the common good. Oh yeah, that sounds good too.
That sounds good. Commonly
yes.
good.
Commonly good. Yes, uncommonly good. And then recognizing that individual freedom must on occasion yield, I'm starting to get worried here, to the interests of society as a whole.
No, wait a minute. Why would you put that into a declaration of rights? Well, also, and we know why they did it, because they followed that up immediately by this thing about turning over eminent domain rights to the city so that they could lord it over county residents.
Yes, and Keith Heck said today that, hey, the communists aren't coming. It's true. They weren't trying to be communists when they put this in there. That was just the byproduct of it. What they were trying to do is cover their own backsides, for this upcoming eminent domain situation. That's my take on it.
They're very sensitive about this. In fact, they don't like to use the words eminent domain at all. And they're hearing from so many people. So this place was packed full of people who wanted to talk about this. But Keith Heck says, well, we're going to table that. And somebody brought that up, said, you decided to table that. Was that because there were so many people here? Because we've seen this kind of thing before. Oh, no, it's just a coincidence that we decided to postpone this till some other date when there's nobody here. And stop asking such questions. Really, I don't know what you're talking about. This is the theme for today. I know
noticed
about.
I noticed that he didn't volunteer when it's going to be back on. Oh yeah, hey, we were just postponing that. It's going to be back on the schedule here next week. He didn't say that, so
These are the patterns that we watch for. And today's patterns to watch for. Patterns to watch for. Oh, that's not good English. Well, you know what I mean. Commissioners and public officials that say, I don't understand what you're talking about. Is that English that you're speaking? I can't connect the dots, says Simon Hare. I just can't connect the dots. ODOT, connecting the dots. ODOT says, well, we're not declaring that exit 61 is a failing or failed intersection. What do you mean you're not? Well, they keep saying that no, it's not us. Our information is this a county commissioner and some builders, at least one builder in Josephine County. So Simon Hare was the head guy for this project. I can't connect those dots, Mr. Matthews. I just don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand you. What language is this?
Well, just, on a side but related note, I went up and took exit 61 on the way up to get that video of the Oath Keepers here yesterday. And boy, they're tearing that place up. They are, it's heavily underway there. They've got, the existing roadway is still there. They've just dug up everything to the left of it as you're coming off the highway and going into Merlin. And they're obviously going to expand it, to be twice as wide.
Well, it makes sense, really, because if you can create up to 214 full-time family wage jobs from a couple of ramps in a state park, imagine what you would do with highway ramps that are made out of concrete.
From what I've seen there, this should keep Josephine County, in the black in terms of employment for the next few years.
Right. So here is Keith Hick. Now,
I'm joking, of course.
Yes, of course. You may have noticed that when Cheryl Walker was talking, now this is not taken out of context. This wasn't taken from another point of the meeting. When Cheryl Walker was doing her proselytizing, that doesn't sound nice. When Cheryl Walker was breaking the law, this was Keith Hick's expression. Does he look aghast? Does he look concerned that she's breaking the law? Or does he look self-satisfied like this guy over here?
Yeah, you know what? It's I suspect that if you were holding up say no new
200
taxes.
Pounds? No. Holding up.
No. If you were holding up a no new taxes sign just out in front of the Ann Basker, you'd probably be visited by somebody wanting to regulate your activity within a short period of time. And yet it's okay to talk about the levy when everybody knows it's well past the time for doing that sort of thing.
It's posted on the front doors. It's posted inside the building, and we've gotten a couple of lectures about it. We got those same lectures last year. This is not the first time Cheryl Walker has broken the law. She did it last year. This is not a mistake. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. This is not a mistake. Does Keith Hick look like he thinks it's a mistake, what she's saying?
Well, I'm wondering if these guys don't want to observe the election law, then why should the citizens do that? Why don't they just go in there now and just make their case? Yes on the levy, no on the levy. And then when they object, you go, wait a minute. Right. You're doing it yourself. What's the problem here?
So I'm walking in and I see a bunch of guys that are coming in to talk about the mine, including the owners. And one of them has a truck parked out, Bacchus has a truck parked out there. And so I lean over and I said, not trying to offend you, sir, but you can't have these anti-levy signs on your truck on this side of the street. Well, he looked at me a little odd and I said, I understand how strange that sounds, but we're the good guys. And the good guys do not break the law. And there's your answer, Mike. That's why we don't do it. Because
and so you know what? That's why he parked on the other side. Because when I came today, that's what I do. I'm usually getting there in the last 10 minutes. And all the easy spaces have already been taken by those selfish people who don't care whether or not I have a parking space.
Oh, you mean
So
the
I
people
had
that
to
arrive
go.
early to set up the camera? Yeah, that's what we're like, all of
Yes,
us.
that's right. So I had to go to the other side of the
So
street.
you traipse in at the last possible moment. What, is there a meeting going on?
Yeah, well, I'm starting to get the gist that Vivian clearly parks in the police station parking lot there and walks in the side door. That's
Not
kind of what I'm.
illegal.
Oh
Okay.
no, no, that's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying that's perhaps I could perhaps there's more available parking there. Um,
So
I
what
don't
I
know.
did is when I went to the weekly business session today, I pointed out the fact that this is clearly breaking the law. Now, you might be
And he
wondering.
doesn't care.
That's right, because he said that 3 times, that I know we're breaking the law and I don't care. What do you do with a self-satisfied guy that knows he's breaking the law and he doesn't care? Okay. And we don't do this because we're the good guys and the good guys don't break the law. Thank God nobody on our side, nobody at all, has done anything like that, not once. And
Ever.
well,
Ever.
your allies are made up of all kinds of people, and sometimes somebody gets all hot and bothered, and it just takes one time. Oh, well, if everybody's doing it 12, 20 times on one side, all it takes is one person crossing out the list of signatures, and then, oh, the other side's doing it too. No, we're not. No, we're not. So I brought this up. I brought up the fact that she had broken the law, and it was very clear that she had done it last time. And here's what the state said when we put in the complaint last time. We shot videotape of it. We had a transcript. We had eyewitnesses. Then we sent a letter. I sent a letter to the state. And the response was, yes, this is clearly breaking the law. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Well, we're just not sure we're going to be enforcing the law.
Well, I guess it's like being an illegal alien now, because that's apparently a-okay. So let's just blow the doors off this thing. Everybody do whatever you want to, because there's no
Nope.
controlling legal authority here.
No, we're
Come
not
on.
going to do it.
No, yes, we are. We're all going to have fun.
Not break the law. The good
We're
guys
going to drink in
admonish each other
public.
about that.
We're going to proselytize for our political beliefs right next to the ballot box. Come on.
Nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to obey the law, and we're going to toss out the liars and cheaters. That's what we're going to do. So I went to Wally Hicks with this, and I said, Wally, she clearly did it. Well, I said, she did it last year. Oh, well, did you talk with the state? Yes, I did. And what did they say? Well, they said they weren't going to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and so I said, now, what do you think about that? Because he's elected legal counsel. And he said, well, I'm at a loss. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's up to us. Once again, it's up to us. We're the only ones that can do anything about it. Do you think that this was in the Courier that she broke the law? Was it on KJO that she broke the law? Was it anywhere except for here? And do you care? Well, maybe you don't care. Hey, break the law. Feel free. You steal signs, play a commercial in a church service. Go right ahead. We don't care. That's the problem with that attitude is, well, they get the kind of government they deserve. I get the kind of government that they deserve. I don't like that kind of government that feels free and knows they're breaking the law and says, I know we're breaking the law and I don't care.
Yeah, it's clearly what they this is clearly what they think, and it's how they operate. There isn't any question about that.
There's no repercussions except by the boss.
None.
And that's not well, it might be happening for some people sooner than others, but it's not happening at the moment. And we just one of the reasons that I didn't vote for either one, but one of the reasons I didn't want Mark Gatlin again is it would be worse than we have now. When you got a choice between bad and worse. Okay, so that one again, even after lying.
That basically describes 99% of the times I've voted in my lifetime.
Yeah, I've never voted for anybody, and until Sandy Casanelli, I never voted for anybody, and I voted for her not because she was the brightest person I've ever met. Okay, she's pretty smart cookie, but because she's basically honest and wasn't going to be breaking the law. don't break the law. They swore an oath
Yeah.
before God.
There's only been, probably, two that I liked, here locally. One was Sandy and the other was Jim Raffenberg. And, he's evaporated into the ether.
He did. Yeah. Right. He actually took another job while he was pulling down his salary as a commissioner. That's nice. Well, yeah, I guess, when you get into stress, then you see how people act. This is what Keith Heck does. He's breaking the law and he's chortling with joy. So I went to the city council meeting and I told them the story. Well, I said, you haven't read this in the Courier, have you? And I said, so what do we do? Truly now, what do we do? And I let it sit there for a second. I said, so what we do is we have a comedy news site. It's turning into that. And what we do is we laugh at them. When I told them this today at the meeting of the county commissioners, they didn't look happy. And I said, liars and cheaters, not identifying them as liars and cheaters because you want to get tossed out of a meeting. That's the way to do it. Liars and cheaters, the best way to handle them is to laugh at them. Laugh in their face, laugh behind their back, laugh among your friends, laugh when you see the 1,000 videos that we made of liars and cheaters. And then they have no credibility. Why do you think, I asked the city council, that Cuffs and SOS begged the commissioners not to endorse this levy? Because they know that the commissioners have a rating lower than Mike Jones. And, it just...
Wow. And let me tell you, people, you don't need that. I mean, that could be, yes, fate worse than death.
The truth is that, honestly, at least for this current period of time, as long as we've got people fooled, our rating is going up and up and up. It truly is. It actually is. And
I think we have a graph that shows that somewhere.
Oh, we probably do. That's the one where
Yes.
first it was me, and then it was me and Mike, and then me and Mike and Bill on a certain night.
Oh,
and
no. That's
200%
customer
rise.
satisfaction.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Right.
No,
Yes.
no, we actually do. Things are going very, very well. And
yes.
we've got the TV station calling us, "Well, what's happening? You're the only ones that know." Well, that's not right. Maybe at the moment that's true. So, that'll evaporate here pretty soon. But we do pay attention to what's happening, and we bring you the news about politics. So I did ask him a legitimate question. What can we do about this? And it is in the court of a public opinion. And it's already had an effect because the only thing really on the ballot, I mean, a guy running by himself or something, when the most important political event of the first half of the year, when those people say, we don't want the county commissioners endorsing this, that's a pretty heavy, there's your no vote. They're saying, we don't want you involved. They don't have any credibility. And the reason they don't is stuff like this. And here's Keith Heck in another situation. I'm asking him a question. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's your Keith Heck. Oh, that's not very nice, Dale. Yeah, well, all that I asked this character is, can you please explain to me why you keep saying, and why Larry Graves keeps saying, that no money is being spent by the county, no money at all is being spent on the employees that got more hours and are getting more money and have gotten that retroactive to January for manor development, since there isn't any manor development. Why do you keep saying it's costing us no money? And this was Keith Heck's reaction. Not happy with this question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things you count on us for it. I get people say this to me all the time. We love the fact that you hold their feet to the fire and that you're demanding accountability. Have you heard this also, Mike?
Yes. And from what I've seen, people are very, very happy with, what we're telling them. And this shows their satisfaction right here. Real quick. You can only see that for just a little time. So you don't have time to read what it actually means.
Well, I mean, those are dark figures, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess they're dark figures. I guess. Yes. They're in black. Yes.
Right.
See them? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now look, This is Keith Heck's reaction to us doing the thing that you asked us to do, which is to hold them accountable. Why are these guys getting paid when they're not doing anything to earn the pay that you said that they had to have? Or at least half of what they're doing is well, they were half-time, says Cheryl Walker today. Yeah. Well, they need to be full-time. Why? Well, there were many things to do, like.
Yeah, I didn't really get that. They have to clean rocks off the runway.
That's what she said. We were joking about that last night. That's what she said.
Yes, and I don't understand how we need to have full time for that. And listen, to be fair, I don't know what these guys are doing or whatever, but it's strangely coincidental that Larry pulls off this coup of helping to coddle these guys and help them through the whole process of getting this lease.
Oh, it's just
and then the next day he comes in and says, hey, since I wrap that all up in a nice, neat little ball for you, how about 30 grand? So, I don't know what the truth is about how much work these guys are doing, but I suspect that it's somewhere in between,
Well, all that we know and all we need to know is what the commissioners and Larry Graves have said in open public meetings. Well, they're trying to deny that. What Keith is saying here is, well, where's the proof? There's proof. You don't have any proof. You don't have the videotape. Did you bring the videotape with you? Yes, Keith, I brought the videotape with me. Here it is. Last time I did that, Simon Hare cut off the microphones. Yes, here it is, Keith. He's saying, well, since you don't have the proof, then no, wait a minute. Really? This is killing them. You're asking us to hold them accountable, and when we do, I'm up for it. Yeah, truth be told, I kind of enjoy it when he has this kind of reaction, because it shows you should see the emails that we get from people that are saying, this guy needs to be ridden out of town on a rail. This guy is a poor excuse for a public servant. This is a public servant's reaction. Let me show you this again. Here's the public servant's reaction. This is Public Service Week. Nobody's talking about that. Gee, I wonder why. Okay,
I thought it was Bike Week.
Oh, it's County Cat Week again too. Okay,
right,
so
yes.
Every week is County Cat Week. So this is Keith Heck's reaction, literally at the same moment. This isn't doctored. This isn't chosen from another place in the meeting. This is Keith.
That's highly edited.
This is Keith Heck's reaction when Cheryl Walker is in the middle of breaking the law, and this is Keith Heck's reaction.
It looks like he doesn't care.
No, and this is Keith Heck's reaction when he's asked a question he doesn't want to answer. So people say to me, Dale, you're kind of confrontational. You think? Dale, You're holding their feet to the fire, and they don't like that. Uh-huh. Dale, they hate you. Uh-huh. You know what they hate more than me? Videotape. Ooh, they hate videotape.
Well, and they're in luck because nobody uses it anymore. So they're lucky.
Okay, it's Mike's technical joke. Yes, we don't tape things, and also people are saying, "Can you come and film this?" No, not
sure.
Yes. You can't. No.
You want 8 or 16 millimeter?
Yeah, 8 millimeter. Thank you. Super 8.
Yes.
So this is his reaction. Now, is there any question in anybody's mind why their approval rating? Why do we know their approval rating is low? Well, first of all, we're going to know that for sure in just a few days. But more than that, why is it that the biggest thing going doesn't want their endorsement? We don't want your endorsement.
Yeah, I think some people still are, clueless about that because, I spend a little time in social media and there's plenty of people who don't get it and lap up everything those guys do. So,
well, there's going to be a solid 20% or 15% that no matter what these guys say or do.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're totally blameless. You're just not understanding why. That's not really illegal. And the fact the state says it is, well, they just don't know because it's completely taken out of context. That's why we played the entire context for you. We always do. That's why if you go to Channel 12 or Channel 5, they're not playing it in context. They play 2 seconds and then talk on top of it. We let her have her entire say. Now, I will admit that she didn't hold up this banner.
Right.
I put that on there. That's why it's highly edited, you see. But I am trying to explain to our viewers, why are we showing you this? Well, because
we have a lot of sick birds in this town, and so, we're trying to bring up awareness of that, the ill eagles.
Sick birds. Okay. Yes, sick birds. Okay. All right.
The ill eagles.
Oh, man. Hey, you can never criticize me for making.
Yes.
That was fast. It was fast.
No, you,
but it
you
was
bought yourself about a week of freedom from criticism
7
from
times,
me on that
right.
one. Yes.
Now, do you see a similarity between these two characters? Yeah,
a little bit. This guy, the guy on your right shoulder, his mustache is better than Keith's, I think. Yes.
Yeah. Look, and I said there was a theme. There is a theme. They keep saying we don't understand what you're talking about. When I asked Larry Graves, what is it about this, paying these people? Oh, I don't understand. And so I've just taken to say, okay, the next question. No. What's your question? I said, you're paying these people. Well, how are they earned? You came in the next day. No, that's all untrue. No, wait a minute. We've got the tape. Oh, ha, says Keith. You've got tape. Why, well, then it must be true if you've got tape. Yes. But Keith's point is you can't really record him. Yep, can't. So, again, they keep asking the latest trends that they're using. And we've seen so many trends. You've got to keep that in your lap, or that's illegal, or you can't speak, or you're being rude by asking a question, you're rude. Or if you file for information, that's intimidating. We've seen it all. Okay, well, not all of it. There's always going to be something new. Their latest thing is, I don't understand you. I just don't. What the heck is this guy talking about? I don't understand you. And in this one, boy, there's a lot of changing of stuff today. And this one, Keith is saying, it's just this. He didn't say an amorphous blob. What did he say? He said, it's a multi-headed hydra. Your question is a multi-headed hydra. No, it's not. Why do you keep saying this costing us nothing? Oh, it's a multi-headed hydra. No, it's not. What's multi-headed about that? It's one single question. Remember the question I asked Cheryl Walker? Where did you get, not why did you do it, where did you get the information that Sandy Casanelli had given money to her friends? Where did the description friends come from? The description friends. And what was her answer? Well, my children are, they're patriotic. Not asking that. Where did you get the idea that these were her friends? Well, in 1776, no, not asking that. Well, Lincoln freed the slaves. No, not asking that. So today, when it was asked of her, and I said that we had talked with Wally Hicks and that we wanted some advice about what to do about this. What was her response, Mike? Do you remember what her response was? This is classic.
No.
Okay. Her response was,
yes, thanks for that.
Well, you were there, but okay, there were so many things.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw him, so I know he was there.
I'll remember it as soon as you reiterate it.
Okay, I'll reiterate it, and then you can comment about it. This is actually our deal. I iterate it, then he reiterates it. Okay.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Regurgitates it. Whatever.
You're breaking the contract.
Yes,
I'm not going to throw you into my class action with the O&C thing. The
contract on America. I remember.
Right.
Okay. So.
Right. Yes.
He loves that.
Yes.
When I recite back to him things that he doesn't like.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the tension in the show. Hey,
well, listen.
Okay,
you know what?
We have tension.
I was not going to, criticize you for bad jokes, but what you just did there, that just that
that
clears out
any. Yeah, it's a whole week. Yeah, that's a whole week.
That's
I
right.
get it. I get it. Okay.
Okay.
Tony,
So
it's
what?
okay if we disagree with each other every once in a while. It's one of the things that makes Moonlighting as a series and this show interesting because we don't always agree with each other. You see?
Yes.
Okay,
So
so
you
her
were going to
answer was
remind me what Cheryl said. Yes.
yes, right. Her answer was so I said all this stuff about she broken the law, broken the law, broken the law, and then her answer was, "You're not supposed to be talking with Wally Hicks about legal advice." This is your response?
Yeah. Yeah. I thought, wow, I didn't hear Dale saying that, hey, come on down. Wally will tell you how to hook up your, no fault divorce here. I didn't hear that. So how she heard that, I don't know, but that's,
Well,
whatever.
Wally maintains Wally's not doing some of the things one would hope that he would do. Okay, he's not very aggressive about some of these things, but he does maintain an open door policy. Hooray for Wally. Okay, Cheryl is specifically the person that wants to wall that off in glass and put in a key code thing so that you can't walk in and talk with Wally. And then today she confirmed that same thing, but you're not supposed to be talking with Wally. He's an elected official. He's not under the thumb of Cheryl Watt. Remember when she tried to do that? He's not under her thumb. He can talk to people if he wants to. And if I want to say to him, Wally, one of the reasons we elected you is we wanted you to keep an eye on these characters. And, well, yeah. Doesn't that sound like Wally? Well, yeah. That is Wally.
I don't know him well enough to be able to characterize him in any way. So he was in the midst of eating a breakfast sandwich during our last conversation.
Between bites.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But
that was impressive.
I can't really, characterize how Wally is or isn't. So you have more experience.
Well, and he was sitting there talking to us as Cheryl Walker kept walking by, and she actually came over with somebody and was standing right next to us because that's the best place to stand and have a little conversation while we're talking with Wally. I mean, it's a long hallway. She had to stand right next to us. I'm pretty sure that they were not happy, she and the clerk, who needs to be voted out of office. He's going to be counting his own votes in this next election. Isn't that lovely? She and the clerk were standing right there having a nice conversation. And earlier she walked by and found something probably really fascinating in the tile on the floor. She just came up with all these reasons. It was simply a coincidence. Mike, what's the matter with you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of wondering what and I think probably I'm not the only one thinking this, because there are a number of people worried about the legitimacy of this upcoming levy election here, and I'm wondering what I mean, how do you get on, or how do you see who is going to be overseeing the election results counts and all that kind of stuff? People do that, don't they? They come in and watch what's going on. Yeah.
Yes, they do. And sometimes they report things that just don't look right. But the truth is, okay, not going to like this, but the truth is that that in any election, the clerk has certain private time with the ballots and with the numbers. He just does. And there's nothing that anybody can do about that.
Wow. Well, that doesn't make any sense to me. I would think that while you're counting them, you would be, a number of people there to make sure that everything is on the up and up.
As you're counting them, and as you say, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are people there. Of course, there are people there. Yes, we're not talking about that. We're talking about when the numbers have been compiled and when you got all the numbers all added together, and there's nobody that's watching this guy every minute. I wish there could be, but that's just not going to be possible. Not possible. So what it really comes down to is he generally trustworthy? And here's the point at which it completely broke for me. I'm not going to talk about measuring that long hallway. Again, you already know that story. I'm talking about the time when he said, well, there are certain things that you cannot do in this recall against Cheryl Walker. I just can't do it. I know you keep asking me to do it. I know I can't do it. I can't do it. The state says I can't do it. So because you've seen the video, we got on the phone with the state, got their permission to record them. I said, of course they can do it. He lied to the commissioners. He lied to us. He lied on camera. Well, I didn't lie. And he says about people who question government, they're morons. Do you need any other reasons to say goodbye to this guy?
I like change.
Well, I like the folding money myself, but okay.
Yes, yes, yes. I'll take some folding money and some change.
Oh, okay. It really is important to follow the motto of the first election of Barack Obama: change. That's right. We need that. Isn't it funny how a politician can take over a word? Well, we don't even count that anymore because of his stand about the NSA. I'm totally with you, brothers. I don't like what he's doing. It's bad for the country. It's bad for the world. Okay. So, but this is not a national political show, despite the fact that Mike would like it to be. So the point is, again, what do we do? What can we do? Mike, just bring us on home here, because we're almost at the end of my soliloquy, if you will. Oh, he hates when I do. But no, you'll have something to say about this. I know that you will.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I won't prejudge it.
What can we do, even if you don't believe that these commissioners ever lie? No, they never lie. What can we do when we catch these guys lying and cheating? What can citizens truly do? What can we do, Mike?
Well, there's only one thing we can do, and that's vote. And when the time comes, well, the problem is we don't have a large enough engagement here in the county. There's not, there's not enough people that are engaged in watching this stuff all the time. Now, Bill Hunker was talking about the other night at the, I think it was March 25th, our little, the levy event that we had at the Ann Basker Auditorium. And he was saying, that we have a problem with apathy in this county. And if every person for the next 5 years decided to come to 2 weekly business sessions during that 5 years, there'd be 500 people at every single weekly business session. But we don't have that. We have the same 20 or 30 people at a max every single time, the same people.
The only blessing is that they've said that they're going to pack the place with their own supporters, and that's not happening.
Yeah, I know that isn't either. So, so the bottom line is in order for us to get to a level where we're all well-versed on who these candidates are as people, we're going to have a greater level of engagement. But barring that, Dale and I can talk about this, every night, in the lead up to these elections and give you some information, although, Dale's biased. I'm pretty objective, but, and then, that's best we can do. If people, do their homework, we'll be fine. But the problem is that these people weren't properly vetted clearly before they went into office, because we ended up with these guys, the Lemonade crew.